Today, I'm going to show you a simple Volca Keys lead patch. Freebeat. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Freebeat, where I post new music-related content every single day, so if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Today's patron shoutout goes to Calvin Goring. Thank you so very much for the support. Let's get started. So like I said, today we've got the Volca Keys, and I'm just going to show you a very, very simple lead patch that you can dial in really fast and then kind of tweak to your heart's content. And I'll give you a few suggestions of what you can do to tweak it. You might be wondering, well, Freebeat, you typically don't like sound design. What's changed? Has anything changed? And no, I'm still not in love with it or anything, but the Polyend tracker has got me sampling all of my synths, and yeah, I've just been kind of playing with them more, and the tracker has given me reason to play with them more. So to anyone out there who saw this thumbnail and thought I wasn't going to mention the tracker, gotcha. But that being said, if you are a newcomer to the Volca Keys, this would probably be a pretty good place to start. So right now, I'm going to make sure that all of my knobs, except for volume and tempo, because that doesn't matter, are turned to the far left, okay? Everything is off. Let's start off by pressing a key. We're not going to hear any sound, and that's because our amplitude envelope has no shape to it right now. So let's go ahead and increase our sustain. For the purposes of this video, we're going to go ahead and max it out. That is going to allow us to hold down on a key and have the note continually play. Now we need to bring up the cutoff. So I'm going to bring it to about 12 o'clock or so, and we're going to hear this tone. Now we need to bring up our octave, which is this knob right here. So I'm going to bring it up to 4 feet. There we go. If we continue to play with the cutoff, we can already get a very nice, rich, but simple filter effect. If you want one of those classic sweeps, bring the peak up to about, let's say, 3 o'clock. The peak on the Volca Keys is the resonance. You have to be careful going above about 3 or 4 o'clock with the peak, because then the filter will start stepping pretty bad, which is when you can actually hear each, basically, little tick as we control the cutoff. Not great. So let's turn down our peak again to about 3. Much better. So now you could just leave the cutoff knob where you like it, and that would make for a pretty good first lead patch if you're just getting started. But of course, we're going to go a little bit further. I really like the vibe that the moving filter cutoff brings. If only there were a way to constantly make that filter cutoff go up and down. And there is. What we are going to do is use the LFO to control the filter. So the first thing we want to do is come down to the cutoff intensity knob in the LFO section and change that to about 12 o'clock or so. Let's go ahead and hold down a key. We can hear the filter knob being adjusted, but it's very staggered. It's pretty abrupt. And that's because the wave shape of the LFO needs to be changed. To do that, we need to hold function and come down here to the LFO section. Right now we're set to saw. That's why we had that abrupt spike in the filter, and then the gentle decline, and then another spike. We need to set it to triangle. That's going to allow it to be shaped like this. Let's try the key again. Just like that. As an optional step, you can hold function and press trigger sync. That will make it so the filter starts in the same position every time you press a key. I'm going to leave it off for this video, though. If we go back and look at cutoff intensity now, and we turn it all the way up, we can hear that that actually adjusts how far into the filter the LFO goes. So we're basically all the way off and then all the way open if we max it out. That's why we're going to leave it at about 12 o'clock. The LFO rate knob is going to control how fast the LFO is turning that filter cutoff knob. As you can tell, it goes pretty fast. We're going to leave it as low as possible, though. Next up, we're going to change our play type. So right now we're in poly mode, which means we could actually play up to 3 notes at once. So if you're looking for something to play chords with, congratulations, here you go. However, we're looking for a lead. So let's see what our options are. The first option is unison. That sounds really great, and some of you may just want to jump off right here and leave it like that. No judgment, it's a great sound. However, I prefer switching it to octave. Gotta listen to this. It also sounds good up another octave. All that's left to do now is just a little bit of personal preference. So if you'd like, you can come down to the decay/release knob right here and increase that. That is going to make it so the note will ring out for a bit after we release our finger from the key. So here it is completely off. Here it is at about 12 o'clock. Here it is at about 3 o'clock, which is where I prefer to have it, and here it is maxed out. I really like it at about 3 o'clock or so. From here, we can add lots of little fine touches, such as a little bit of detune, which can really fatten up the sound. And by the way, when I say a little detune, I mean it. That's like 8:30, not even 9 o'clock. You can also add a little portamento, which is going to add a slide between 2 different notes. Again, this is my personal preference, and it's right at about 9 o'clock. Awesome. Now there is one more setting we could play with. You can send both the pitch and the filter to the envelope as well. Now I don't recommend doing this with the filter because the filter is already being controlled by the LFO, but you can do it with the pitch if you'd like. Basically for this patch what it means is we're going to have a little bit of a pitch fall off whenever we release a key. That's because we actually have the decay/release knob up pretty high. We don't have anything on the attack knob, which I'm going to leave it like that. I like my leads to be kind of snappy off the rip. So let me show you how this works. Let's go ahead and max out envelope intensity here, e.g. int, on the VCO section. Now listen to what happens when I release the key. Here the pitch dives down. Again, that's with the envelope intensity maxed. Let's set it to about noon and see what happens, about 12 o'clock. Now, of course, it's not going to do anything if we immediately move to another note, but that's okay. It can be kind of a cool effect. So tell you what, let's leave this at about 10 o'clock or so for this patch. Yeah, cool. Let's go up one more octave. Can we go up another? Okay, not great up there, but definitely at 4 feet and 2 feet here on the octave knob, it does sound great. Also, here's a little secret. If you turn it down, it's a pretty solid bass too. However, it does work best, in my opinion anyway, as a lead. Since we are on the Volca Keys, we do have a delay effect. Let's just go ahead and randomly play with that. I've got it pretty tight right there. It's almost acting as a pseudo reverb, which, yes, by the way, this patch will sound phenomenal through reverb. So there you go, a simple Volca Keys lead patch. Let me know what you thought of this one. Let me know what changes you made to it, or if you have any other advice for beginners out there. If you are a beginner, let me know if you have any questions, and myself or one of the other awesome members of the Freebeat community will probably answer that for you. I do hope you found this video informative, or at least entertaining. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it. If not, you can always leave a dislike. That's okay too. Doesn't hurt my feelings, just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Thank you all so very much for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.